Morning, my people. Morning, good people. I hope you well. I hope you well. I hope you well. Today, I decided to upload a video early in the morning because it was something that was bothering me. So, really, I just want people to take a minute and watch this video and listen to the content of it, not what I say or what, but the content of it, because it is very important that people, when they look at, when they watch movies or watch channels or watch videos or whatever you call it, you have to get the content of the message, not the way how people do it or whatever, but the content of the message. Now, today I'm going to talk about South Africa again because it is my country. I will always talk about it. What is happening in that country is so sad that the so-called leaders of that country seems to be sleeping and they don't see it, what is happening. They think violence, solving violence with violence is the solution. But there is no two wrongs will never make anything right. If you're a government or a leader, you need to lead by an example. If you see your people that are not happy, you need to address the problem, not to exacerbate the problem by, arresting people, sending the army, the police to beat the hell out of people, go into people's homes and force the entry into the homes and take whatever you think it was stolen and whatever the thing is. That's not the right way, because it is wrong, again, what you're doing to go into somebody's house and barge into it and take whatever it is, what is in the house. It is wrong and it is unconstitutional. That constitution that you're talking about, that you want to protect, but you're not protecting when it comes to you, when you're doing it to the other way around. Now, anyway, this is not what I'm talking about, but what I'm going to talk about is the unrest in that country. If you think that the unrest has ended, then let me tell you, you got to think again. Because the problem that made people to strike and go and do whatever they did was the problem of Jacob Zuma. Jacob Zuma was imprisoned. That was the problem that started the thing. But already, people were already boiling inside, waiting for something to happen so that they can do what they did. So if really the government of South Africa does not see the problem, South Africa will burn again. Mark my word today. Usually, when I say things, they always come to pass. Usually. Mark my words. Today is the 25th of July, 2021. Mark my words. If it doesn't happen this month or next month, but it will happen anyways. Mark my word. South Africa is going to burn again. This is the problem with the so-called leaders, that they sleep in their jobs. They don't do the job properly. Even if the problem is there in their faces, they're refusing to look at it and solve it. Instead, what they do, they try and solve it with violence. Now, people are not scared of the police or the soldiers. If you think that they are scared, then you got another thing coming. Remember what happened to apartheid. Apartheid was the brutal government that South Africa had, or the world had. But people were not scared of them. They were still doing whatever they were doing in order for them to live free. You understand? So if you think that when you're going to put people to prison or whatever it is, intimidate them, it's going to stop the violence, then you are a fool. You got another thing coming. Let me tell you today. Whatever you're doing, arresting people, whatever it is, that will never stop the violence. The violence will continue until the root of the problem is solved. That is the only way that will solve the problem in South Africa. Besides that, you are joking. So people will ask, what is really the problem? Only a fool will ask that question, because the question is just there. You cannot ask a goat the status of a goat that, oh, which one is this one? Is it a female or is it a male? Because a goat is always with the tail on top. So you should know this goat is a female or a male. So you can't ask what is the problem in South Africa. But anyway, I will tell you. The real problem in South Africa is not about Jacob Zuma. The real problem in South Africa is poverty, inequality, and unemployment. That is the main problem in South Africa. In 27 years, this government has never changed anything, never. But they know the problem. It doesn't mean that they don't know. They know the problem. But what they are doing is to make the other side of people happy than the other side of the people. So you want me to explain what I mean by the other side? I will. They want to make the white people happy than the black people. They want to make the rich people happy than the poor people. So that's exactly what is happening. And ANC, they are dragging their feet of sorting out the problem quicker. And when it's blowing up and it's burning everything, that's when they start thinking, oh my God, we should have done that, we should have done that. But it shows that there is no governance in this government. People, what they are there for is their stomach. They steal the money that is supposed to go to the people. They do everything. Nobody has been arrested in the government of South Africa, of ANC rather, let me put it that way, that we're staying. They put the Zondo Commission. Zondo Commission for me is just a circus. That's what P.W. Ball said before. It is a circus. There's no one who's going to go to prison in that Zondo Commission. And how many billions have been wasted in that commission? No one will go to prison. You understand? So why am I saying that no one will go to prison? It's because what they're arresting the wrong people. The cooperative, the companies, the big companies that do corrupt and all of that, there is no one that is arrested. You are telling me that only black people are the ones that are corrupt. Is that what you're telling me? Because if there is, then there's something wrong with the country. Because I haven't seen any white person that goes into the commission that we have seen that this is what has happened and this is what has happened. So in other words, these companies that are corrupt, that has done dodgy jobs and stuff like that, are run by black people only. There's the only person who blew up the whistling, which is Agrisi. Agrisi is the one who blew up this, and he said everything about what was happening. But anyway, let's just skip that, because it's not about the issue. The issue is the problem of South Africa that is going to burn again. If really you're not fixing the problem, it's going to burn again. Secondly, I appeal to the government of ANC to get Zuma out of prison. Do you know why I'm saying that? It's because if Zuma dies in prison, let's say, for God forbid, Zuma dies in prison, South Africa will burn so much that you'll never seen it before. It's going to be, these African countries that are gone and just finished. They're just a country called a country, but there's nothing in them. Zimbabwe, for instance, that one is the country, but there's nothing in there. Only the elite are living in Zimbabwe, not poor people. That's exactly what South Africa is going to go if Zuma dies in prison. Mark my words, I'm not joking. I'm not supporting Zuma or whatever the thing is. But what I'm saying is, if that man dies in prison, South Africa is going to burn. It's going to burn more than what it has happened before. Trust me. Please, whoever listen, whoever watched to this video, please share it with anybody, especially these people, so-called politicians. Zuma, if he dies in prison, is going to be a chaos in South Africa. So much that ANC will never rule that country because it's going to be ungovernable. Whether you send the police or they send the army, it will never do anything. You can kill those people, but it will never stop. So, let somebody up there who's smart enough tell whoever to tell, Zuma must be released in prison. Put him in a house arrest. Let him die in his own home. That is going to be better. Because if he dies in prison, it's going to be a nightmare. It's a bomb that is waiting to explode. If you don't see it, then you're not a government at all. Because a caring government will know that if this happens, we are in trouble. This is what I wanted to say today. Because this, if I see my country burning like that, it hit me in my heart. That a beautiful country like that, very rich, is going through that problem. A problem that can be solved just like that. Fix the poverty, the inequality, the unemployment. Fix it. And please stop stealing the money that is supposed to go and help the poor people. Stop stealing the money. This is the problem. That's why South Africa is what it is today. Because you've been stealing the money for 27 years and you haven't stopped. You still steal the money for the PPEs. What kind of a human being you people are? But let me warn you. If Jacob Zuma dies in prison, that country will burn. That's exactly what I'm telling you. That country will burn. It will be more than what happened in 2 weeks ago. More than. Because the army will do nothing. It's either they will kill people or they will get killed because there will be a big, big fight in that country. Rebellion. You understand? You're going to call it whatever the thing, tribal this or tribal that, but it's going to happen. The Zulus are going to never let it happen. They will never let it go down without a fight. Remember what happened in the 80s? In the 90s, 94, after, before towards 1994, where a lot of people died. A lot of people died. People have forgotten that people died. A lot of them, they died because of this divisions and all of that kind of stuff. We call it tribal this and tribal that. So if you don't want South Africa to go back to that situation, please get Zuma out of prison and let him die in his own home. Put him in house arrest is the best way to do. If he dies there, then nobody will blame nobody because he died. You took him out of prison. You went into put him in house arrest in his house. That was it. You understand? So no one will go out on the street and try to, disrupt the country and stuff like that. For what? Because Zuma died, in natural cause in his own home. But if he dies in prison, that will be an excuse of that, oh, you killed him in prison. As if there are people talking about that you're taken to prison to kill him because you poisoned him before. You understand? So this is exactly what happened. If you don't do it, I see South Africa burning again. And this time around it's going to be worse, and a lot of people are going to die. And it's going to be in your hands, Mr. President. But anyway, you don't give a damn about people anyway. You kill people in Marikana. It's a fact. And no one has been arrested for people killing in Marikana. Nobody has been arrested for that. So, but a lot of people die. And that's a fact. A lot of people will die if Zuma dies in prison. That's the message I wanted to pass. Anyone who watched this video, please share it with your people. Maybe it will reach these people, especially this foolish man called Begitele. Because that man is so ignorant and naive. You understand? He doesn't see anything. All he sees is just to go into people and wearing these stupid heads of him, or probably utwele ngalezo igqoko zakhe lezo always put them. But share this video. It might reach to the people that they're in politics. Get Zuma out of prison before he dies, because it's not long that Zuma will die. Zuma will die very soon. Very soon Zuma will die. But if he dies in prison, there'll be a problem. Big, 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 big problem. So let the man die in his own home. It's as simple as all that. This judicial system, stop being, tangled with the politicians, because this will spoil everything in that country. Let's share the wealth of the country. South Africa is a rich country. Share it properly. Otherwise, South Africa will burn again. I thank you.